And it'll be interesting to see what Bobble has to give to this map and mode as well.
Very exciting. Oh, go ahead.
Yeah, moving forward, Pixio Monster, it looks like Rusu went off of that Squelcher we were talking about and is playing Dynamo this map.
Very nice. I'm pretty excited to watch Dynamo on here. I think this is a really good map for Dynamo as well because you have those flicks that are going to be super strong. Speaking of super strong, fantastic shot coming out from that Tentambrella player over there and able to distract 2 players from the side of Bobble while a couple of other players get control of mid over here from Pixie Monster. This is already looking at a very different game because we already have opposite color ink as far into spawn as we had that we did not see last time around.
Yeah, absolutely. In the beginning of the last set, Turf War set we watched, it was very in the middle, but Pixio Monster is just really pushing up here and keeping their map control. I think on the side of Bobble, it's an interesting pick to have the Firefin Charger in a Turf War set, but potentially that Charger could be the one getting these picks to help their teammates move forward.
Absolutely. If they can be in a really good position to be able to pick people off, I think that would be super helpful. I do agree with you that maybe it's not exactly what I would have picked, but if they feel confident about it, that's good. It looks like they did get one pick over there and another one. Really nice shots that are coming out. They just need to be super careful. And another one in the midst of the bubbles as well. So really nice job coming out from this Charger player.
Absolutely. And you saw he utilized his wall, or their wall, against the Tentambrella shield there to stop and get that pick on the Tentambrella too.
I liked that. I think having an answer for that was really smart because you can use that wall, stop the Tentambrella, and then be able to pick them off, which is a concept that a lot of people hope will work, but we don't always get to see it within practice.
Yeah, that was a perfect example of that. And right as we were going into that, it looks like Bobble, they're finally able to get some map control here and try and push up and get control of mid as we start getting into the last 30 seconds of this Turf War match.
Are they going to prove us wrong in terms of saying that, not every Turf War is only 30 seconds? We shall see.
Yeah, right as we were saying that, it looks like Pixio Monster has gotten the picks that they needed to move up and gain control of mid. You could see the tent off to the side there trying to be a distraction, push up, help his teammates get up into the zone.
Very nice job. I like this also coming around and using, obviously, that opportunity to kind of push in and shark for a second, but did get called out. And even still, Pixio Monster doing a good job here, holding onto this left-hand side and just being a distraction because they want to get that pick instead of maybe Bobble needed to push back into mid and just ink as much as they possibly could.
Yeah, absolutely. The bomb rush there that the Firefin had going on was a big distraction. It was almost like a big wall of suction bombs there to stop Bobble from moving in from spawn.
Very map.
Absolutely. And depending on which team is able to keep the aggression up and not let the other one come back in, I'm really interested to see how this will play. Each team does have a Brella. Pixio Monster coming out, of course, with that Tentambrella, and then Tarbu on the side of Bobble does have a Bella as well. So those will be interesting to see how they're utilized here.
Certainly will. Speaking of utilized, we get that first Stingray pick right off the bat, and it does allow for Pixie Monster to be able to push into zone and take this lead from Bobble, and they also kind of took 3 down very quickly. That may have even been a wipe, and I missed out on the timing there, but really nice work coming out.
Yeah, they immediately got that 3 pick, and they're trying to keep this aggression. Oh my gosh, Rusu back there with the Stingray. I never would have thought to position a Stingray back there, but it looks like that's a really good spot to position a Stingray and keep Bobble in their spawn.
Very true. It was interesting to see. I was almost like, wait, where are they even coming from? But you're absolutely right. Somewhere that you don't quite think about, but very commanding as a presence on the map. And this has just been, even with 3 down on the side of Pixio Monster, that Babble Bobble was still not able to take that zone right away. It did take them a little bit of time to be able to cap this.
Yeah, the NZAP on the side of Pixio Monster was trying to hold the zone as long as possible. They didn't necessarily jump out. They just tried to hold the zone as long as possible, get their points. And Babble Bobble was able to take the zone, but Pixio Monster is here pushing up. They're very close. They took down 3 on the side of Babble Bobble, and they were able to get the zone back. They do have a 60-second penalty that they have to work through, so we're going to see here if they can keep the aggression up to work through that penalty.
You're absolutely right. They have so much they need to do in order to break down that penalty. I think that they feel really comfortable in terms of this 20-point, but then you have the Barella plays like that coming out. Really fantastic shots, taking out 2, opening up the opportunity for the rest of the team to push in from top as they paint the bottom of the zone. And that will allow Babble Bobble to be able to take over and push even further into their point, which now they're back down, breaking off just the point itself, and they have no more penalty they need to contend with.
Yeah, they broke through their penalty, which is really crucial. In that instance, though, they were able, Pixio Monster here was able to get the zone back. Babble Bobble got a penalty, but it was only 28 seconds, so that's a lot better than the 60-second penalty they had earlier.
It certainly is. I think this is where they need to be super careful in terms of when they're going to be pushing in and trying to take this down, because every time that they take zone, if Pixio Monster kind of flips this on their heads and takes it back from them, Pixio Monster is not getting a lot of additional penalty points here, so they can continue to break this down much faster than Babble Bobble can.
Yeah, absolutely. And then there we see another amazing pick of the Stingray from Rusu. That was able to help keep Babble Bobble in their spawn, and you can just really see here the aggression. They're trying so hard to keep them back from the zone.
They certainly are. Oh my gosh, back and forth!
Yeah. The roller, you could see that was almost a classic roller play of curling straight to the zone and splash downing, just so they saw that Pixio Monster was at that 1 point, so Babble Bobble with that splashdown was able to help cap the zone. That way they can still have a fighting chance here at winning this match.
Really, really intelligent way to be able to do that, as you mentioned. And I think even still, just kind of the way that Pixio Monster has been shutting things down is really smooth, and something that Babble Bobble just couldn't quite get through unless they had those specials. And they almost had it at the end. They were very, very close to being able to take that back over, and they just didn't get there in time.
Yeah, we were able to see there they had their bomb rush going off. They were trying really hard. They knew that was the last few seconds of the match, and they were trying really hard to utilize it. And then on the side of Babble Bobble, I'm interested to... Oh, right as I was saying it, I was going to say I was interested to see if they're going to pick the Stingray charger here, or Splatter Scope, or the Bomb Rush one. And looks like they still kept the Bomb Rush Firefin charger on the side of Babble Bobble. So, not necessarily a Stingray, but we'll see how they can utilize their Bomb Rush here.
Certainly, I think that they have been doing a good job when it is applicable for them, but right away, Rusu getting a beautiful shot. That Stingray, though, taking that Inkjet out in the air. I was going to say the Inkjet doing work, and then we get this lovely, lovely pick off into the sky and showing us why we have this charger player on the side of Babble Bobble. Really, really good work so far.
Yeah, that was a really, really good pick. And he was able to get another pick right after that. We saw Pixio Monster there. They focused, they knew where the charger player was. They tried to focus in and keep the aggression up. But Babble Bobble, they're getting all these picks here and able to move up. What a great bomb rush that was. And they were able to get a pick and help keep the aggression on their side.
Very, very true. Not quite able to jump out before that Stingray comes calling. They didn't get the lead quite. They were only about 6 points away, but it does allow for them to regroup for a couple of seconds, and unfortunately it does give Pixio Monster the opportunity to make so much of this map purple.
Yeah, Pixio Monster, we're continuously seeing how good they are at pushing up and getting map control, and that's going to help them. Wow.
Oh my gosh. sorry. I did not mean to interrupt, but that was an absolutely amazing, amazing couple of picks coming out from that Octoshot, and really, really beautiful work.
That was great. And then that was able to push up on Pixio Monster's side. They were able to push up with the help of that Octoshot up to 34.
Wow. Really, really nice. I didn't even see them get through. Sorry. Triple? Was that? That was a double for sure. Maybe even a third. What is this going back and forth so far? It's so lovely to be able to watch these players.
Yeah, we're seeing picks left and right on each side, so it's not just one side dominating. Each side of each team is getting all these picks. But Pixio Monster, it looks like they're here on the tower. Here comes that bomb rush from the side of Bobble we were talking about earlier. Looks like it wasn't able to exactly help them out, though, and Pixio Monster took down 3 on the side of Babble.
They certainly did. I think that Babble, though, is doing the work that they needed to be able to reverse that on them. They have a couple of players that they're just able to kind of camp out that jump, and they do force 3 down on the side of Pixio Monster with only 1 in mid, taking their time with that charger shot from under the bridge.
Wow.
Really, really nice work.
Yeah, we're really seeing some great plays from the Firepin player here on the side of Babble. Mill Prep, they're doing such a good job with the charge on this map.
They are, and it's something that I was right there with you, totally questioning kind of why this special of it, but maybe it's just a comfort pick and it's something that they feel really good about. We haven't quite seen the special being utilized as much as maybe we would like to, but the picks that they're getting and the way that they are positioning themselves to get these is lovely. Yeah,
we're seeing so many great picks, and maybe it's just a comfort pick of, wanting to use the wall of the fire thing as opposed to the bomb that the normal splatter scope has.
It certainly could be. We did see, as you mentioned earlier, the wall against that Tenderbrella was very, very helpful, and maybe that's something that they're kind of feeling as well, that they just want that opportunity to be able to guard against those types of moments.
Wow. And we're seeing so much of this continuous map control for Pixio Monster. Even though Babble in that push, they were able to get it down to 49. Pixio Monster's map control is really helping them out. I think it's something potentially against Babble's roller player. Maybe they're just not able to paint as much and help the team push up.
Certainly could be. I think that it might be a little bit harder, as you mentioned, to get some of that paint on there. Maybe they were hoping to utilize the roller in terms of flicking onto the tower, but not being able to get close enough to Pixio Monster to be able to take them out is going to cause a challenge for that. So even that little bit of maneuvering, I really liked that. It looked a little bit like a dance where they're like, hey, we have less than... Now they're at 10 seconds. So we're just going to kind of take our time and enjoy the moments that we have.
Absolutely. And it's really back and forth here. I was hoping Babble was able to secure the tower there. They could get an overtime push going, but just like that, it looks like Pixio Monster again took this 3rd game off of the set against Babble.
Absolutely. Really nice job. And this is what we kind of anticipated to see. 7 Stingrays. 7
Stingrays. Wow. And looking at that, I did notice their missile player only had 1 missile on the side of Pixio Monster. So Pixio Monster is really, really utilizing that Stingray to help with those pushes.
They certainly are. I think that kind of watching Pixio Monster and Rusu use that Stingray made me even more excited because